What if I told you that some of the most popular shoulder exercises you see people doing every single day are not only a waste of time, but are actively wrecking their shoulder joints? It's true. Many of the go-to movements are, from a scientific standpoint, some of the least effective and most dangerous things you can do. So, how do you tell the difference? How do you separate the muscle builders from the time wasters and joint destroyers? Well, today we're cutting through the noise and looking at the actual science, the biomechanics and EMG data, to definitively rank shoulder exercises from best to worst. I've spent years digging into this stuff, and by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to do for massive 3D shoulders, and just as importantly, which exercises to drop from your routine for good. We're building this tier list based on three things: how well it builds muscle if it's going to injure you, and how efficient it is for hitting all three heads of the delt. Let's get into it. The F tier exercises to avoid. All right, let's start with the Hall of Shame, the F tier. These exercises offer a ton of risk for almost zero reward. If you're doing these, please, for the love of your rotator cuffs,
Please, I'm
stop.
begging you.
First up, the king of all shoulder wreckers, the upright row. For years, this was a bodybuilding staple, but we know better now. The movement itself is the problem. You're pulling a weight up to your chin, forcing your shoulder into extreme internal rotation while lifting your arm out to the side. That combination is a biomechanical nightmare. It closes down the space in your shoulder joint, creating a huge risk of pinching your rotator cuff tendons. This leads to chronic pain and serious injury, and there's just no reason to risk it when so many better, safer options exist. Next in the F tier is another old-school classic, the behind-the-neck press. Just like the upright row, this move forces your shoulder into a weak and unnatural position. Pressing from behind your head creates extreme external rotation and forces your elbows into an awkward flare that's way outside the safe zone for your shoulder blade. Not only does this crank up the stress on your entire shoulder joint, but studies show it gives you zero extra muscle building benefit compared to a standard overhead press. You're taking on all of the danger for none of the reward. Hard pass. Our third F tier exercise might surprise you, the classic dumbbell front raise. Here's the deal, your front delts are already the overachievers of the shoulder world. They get hammered during every single pressing movement you do, from overhead presses to the bench press. EMG data shows that a good shoulder press lights up your anterior deltoid way more than a front raise ever could. This makes the front raise mostly redundant. While it's not as dangerous as the others, it's just not an efficient use of your time and energy when you could be putting that effort into a heavy, high-quality press instead. Finally, we have the Cuban press and the infamous pour the pitcher cue for lateral raises. The pour the pitcher method, where you internally rotate your shoulder and point your thumb down at the top, is now known to increase the risk of shoulder impingement, just like the upright row. Both of these are just outdated ideas that have been replaced by far superior and safer techniques. Moving on up, we've got the C and B tiers. I call this the meh tier. These exercises aren't going to send you straight to a physical therapist, but they're leaving a lot of potential gains on the table. In the C tier is the standard dumbbell lateral raise. This is probably the most common side delt exercise on the planet, but it has a massive flaw: a terrible resistance profile. Think about it. At the bottom of the movement, when your arm is at your side, there's basically zero tension. Your side delt is just chilling. The muscle only really starts working hard at the very top of the rep. That initial stretched portion of the lift is critical for sparking muscle growth, and this exercise completely misses it. It's not bad, but there are much better ways to do it. In the B tier, I'm putting the standing barbell overhead press. Now, before you riot in the comments, hear me out. The barbell OHP is a legendary exercise for building raw strength and power. It's a classic for a reason. But for pure muscle growth, it has a couple of drawbacks. The standing version demands a ton of core stability and full body tension, which makes you tired all over. This overall fatigue can stop you from doing enough reps and sets to truly maximize shoulder growth. Plus, the fixed path of the barbell isn't as joint-friendly as dumbbells. It's an A-tier strength builder, but for bodybuilding, there are better choices. The A-tier, excellent muscle builders. Now we're talking. Welcome to the A-tier. These are your bread and butter exercises, the proven winners that should be the foundation of your shoulder day. First up is the seated dumbbell overhead press. Using dumbbells lets your arms move in a more natural path, which is way more comfortable and safer for your shoulders. Plus, each arm has to work and stabilize on its own, which helps fix any muscle imbalances. Sitting down gives you a stable base so you can stop worrying about balancing and focus all your energy on the press. This means more weight and more mechanical tension, which equals more growth for your front and side delts. EMG data consistently shows this is one of the best moves for lighting up the front delt. Next up is the cable lateral raise performed with the cable behind your back. Remember that big problem with the dumbbell lateral raise? This move completely solves it. By setting the pulley low and letting the cable run behind you, you create tension from the very start of the movement when your side delt is fully stretched. This constant tension through the entire rep is an incredible stimulus for growth. The stability and smoothness of the cable make it a far better choice for isolating those side delts. For the back of the shoulders, our A-tier pick is the chest-supported rear delt row. So many people neglect their rear delts, which leads to that rounded, hunched-over posture. To get that full 3D look, you have to isolate them. Lying face down on an incline bench completely takes momentum out of the equation. It forces you to pull with nothing but your rear delts. Using dumbbells and keeping your elbows flared out at around 45 degrees is an insanely effective way to target that posterior delt. The S tier, the scientific elite. These are the best of the best exercises that give you the most bang for your buck, safely and effectively. Topping the list for your main press is the machine shoulder press. I know some people think machines are for beginners, but for pure muscle building, they offer some serious advantages. A good machine gives you a safe, fixed path and incredible stability. This means your smaller stabilizer muscles don't have to work as hard, letting you focus 100% of your effort on your delts. You can take your muscles closer to true failure, which is a key driver for growth. Many modern machines also give you a deep stretch and keep tension on the muscle through the entire press. For building shoulder width, the undisputed king is the lean-in dumbbell lateral raise. This is a total game changer. By holding onto a rack and leaning your body away, you're essentially hacking the physics of the exercise. This lean creates a ton of tension on your side delt at the very bottom of the movement, in that fully stretched position, exactly where the standard version fails. This means the muscle is loaded through a much more complete and effective range of motion. It's simply the smartest way to do a lateral raise for building muscle. And for the rear delts, our S-tier champion is the crossbody cable reverse fly. This move is like a cheat code for your rear delts because it perfectly aligns the resistance with the direction your muscle fibers actually run, at about a 45-degree angle. By setting up at a cable station and pulling across your body, you're hitting the rear delt exactly how it's designed to work. This creates insane activation and a mind-muscle connection that's second to none, making it the absolute best way to build those stubborn rear delts. So let's wrap this up. A world-class shoulder workout is simple. Just pick one exercise from each of our top tiers. A machine shoulder press for stability and power, the lean-in lateral raise for side delt width, and the crossbody cable reverse fly for that 3D look. Ditch the F-tier junk like upright rows and behind-the-neck presses for good. They aren't worth the risk. By training smarter and focusing on what the science tells us actually works, you can build bigger, stronger, and healthier shoulders and save yourself from wasted time and injury. Thanks for watching. What's your go-to shoulder exercise? Did your favorite make the S tier or the F tier? Drop a comment below. And if you found this video helpful, hit that like button and subscribe for more science-based fitness content. I'll see you in the next one.
So you see, the deltoid torque significantly impacts trapezius activation. Indeed, the EMG data clearly supports that hypothesis.